Good morning, everyone. My name is Abish Khan, and I am 17-year-old, and I am pursuing my 11th from PMS school. Nowadays, I am just going through speaking class of English, and I am just covering the syllabus of my 11th. And I would like to tell about my father. My father is a policeman, and he is at the post of SI, and my mother is a housemaker. Well, nowadays we can see that the headlines of the news of the TV channels, of the news TV channels, are filled with the wars. About 3 wars are going on, like of Russia, Ukraine, and the main is Israel and Palestine. So today I am here to tell you about the Israel and Palestine war. Well, we'll be covering all the things like who is the victim, who is the guilty, and who is the main boss behind this, right? So let us talk about from the history. We know about the Adolf Hitler. Yeah, everyone is aware of Adolf Hitler and the other European peoples who were just criticizing the Jewish people on the basis that they were the killers of the Jesus, the god of the Christians. When they were just tortured, so somehow the Jewish people were just tolerating all the things. But after the World War I, World War II, the Jewish people started migrating to the Palestine, because the Palestine was the only nation which was allowing them to just get stable there, and they can take place there. So initially, very few of the Jewish people went to the Palestine, and after that, many people, about more than 3.7 lakhs of the Jews migrated to the Palestine from their Europe, America, and other places. Right? From now, the thing starts. There were some conflicts, and also the European powers were making their colonies as well. So the Palestine got also the prey of this thing, right? So at this, when they have to lead the also we know that the every colony now probably have finished right now, right? So at that time, when the European or the American powers have to go from there, so they divided the country according to the the Arab Muslims and according to the Jews. So 2 countries were made, like Israel and Palestine. Israel was made from Palestine. After that, the Israel just started capturing the land of the Palestine, because also the land was too resourcefully rich, and also there was a conflict which has been continuing from many years, of that Alaska mosque and that the wall of the Soleimani temple, on which the Muslims and Jews always have a conflict. So after that, they started they started fighting with each other, and somehow the Israel was more powerful than the Palestine, and they started capturing the land of the Palestine, right? From now, 50 years ago, many Arab countries just get together and attacked on the Israel. Got together and just attacked on the Israel. But even though they failed to just get the Palestine free. But now we can see that now Hamas is the only organization which has raised to help the Palestine. Well, nowadays we know that the Hamas is a Sunni Muslim terrorist group, and there is one more group like Hamas. There is a difference between Hamas and Hamas. Hamas is the Jewish terrorist group. Hamas invaded the Israel, but Hamas also entered the Israel as well. There are 2 terrorist groups, which is the terrorist group was named by the Europeans. Well, I would like to tell you that if we talk, as I told you, that the Jewish people were tortured, right? Because as they were considered as the killers of the Jesus, right? So, I would like to tell you that if they were just criticizing them as the killer of the Jesus, so was that not terrorism? Also we know about the Adolf Hitler. He killed many billions of the Jews. Was that not terrorism? And even though now the people who has raised as revolutionaries and fighting for the country, even though the way is wrong, but they are fighting, so they are terrorists. Is this so? Wait. Yeah, well, like many people have a misconception that the Hamas just attacked suddenly, but it was the reply to that of the Israel, because we know that in the last Ramzan, like the holy month of the Muslims, the Israeli invaded the Alaska mosque, and they just kidnapped about 400 people or maybe killed. We don't know what happened to those people. So at this, the Hamas just raised and started the mission Masjid al-Aqsa flood. Like as a result of this mission, Hamas just fired more than 5,000 missiles in 20 minutes. Now people may be thinking that 5,000 missiles in 20 minutes, but no one knows that Israel has the most powerful defense system, and to break that, the quantity matters. And like also like in the war, we know that the innocent people also die. And at this, like many people ask me that what the Hamas do, like they also kill the innocent people. I am agreeing, the way is wrong. But I would like to tell you that in the recent 70 years, do you know how many people of the Philistine have been killed? Innocent child, innocent woman, they may be pregnant, the old man, the old women. Like we cannot we cannot just keep it aside. We have to consider all these things. And I am very sad to tell you about that in the last 5 weeks, more than 5,000 children have been killed. Well, as we know that earlier India was in favor of Israel, but now the PM Modi officially has declared that India is with the Philistine, also the China, also the North Korea, also the 57 Muslim countries, also the Russia. Like, well, I'm saying that what will happen that if Philistine would not be free? Like we know that the people have the tendency to bear any pain. They are seeing their own to be dead in the by getting shot, by dying in the by the attack of the missile. But even though they are fighting for their mother land, they are fighting for where they belong. Like even though they know that they may be vanished from this land, they may know like after 10 or 2 or 3 decades, there may be not a land named Philistine. It can also happen, but they have the tendency, they have the will to just fight. They are freedom fighters, they are revolutionary. Like if we compare to the India, we know that Bhagat Singh was there. He was a revolutionary. Mangal Pandey and many people who were revolutionary, and they may have also killed many people. Like of the related Britishers, that doesn't. I'm not going into the deep of it, but we know that there is a difference between the freedom fighter and revolutionary. Well, the people, they are freedom fighters, they are revolutionary, and we should support them. Like we know that, as I told you, that many countries are in favor of Philistine, but we also know that full Europe and America is in support of Israel. Well, I would like to say that after the partition of the Philistine and Israel, we should support Philistine because the Israel is capturing the land illegally.
That's all?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to know from you.
Yeah.
Like it is the like territorial jurisdiction dispute or what kind of a dispute, cultural dispute?
Well, it is both.
It is both.
Yeah.
Please differentiate between.
Like
why it is so both?
Like we know from the ancient time that the place of the Alaska mosque, right? Earlier there was a I'm not confirmed, but there was like a Soleimani that palace, right? Yeah, or castle, right? Which was built by like obviously it was owned by the Dawood and the Suleiman prophets. These were 2 prophets which are common in Christians.
In which context it was cultural?
Cultural, like for religious.
For religious,
Yeah.
like religious related to this like mosque and all.
Yeah.
The annexation of the mosque.
Yeah.
Okay, in which context it was political?
Well, political, as we know that Hamas was formed in 1980, and somehow the if we know that the Philistine receives a lot of the donation from other
Don't you
countries.
think so that there is a particular
Wait,
nation,
wait.
Israel?
Yeah.
Israel. they want the political hegemonistic domination over the Philistine.
Yeah.
So do you think so that it is the main causative factor of the war rather than having the religious tilt?
Well, I would like to tell you that land is very rich in many things, like of technological advancement, like of the minerals and other things. This also matters.
Naturally,
and,
because
well, wait a second, dear. And we know that it is the one of the most common route used by the people to send these things, for the occupational purposes, because the most of the trade is done through this road. So many people want to just capture that area, right? Because we know that the Gaza part, like it is at the coast, right? So of the whatever the harbor there is, right? So it helps in the trade also, because that from whoever the Gaza would be or that side would be ruled, would be the king of the trade.
Okay, I want to ask you one thing. Suppose that across the nation, across the globe, there are so many different nations.
Yeah.
Nationally or internationally.
Okay.
So internationally, we have the specific agency which is known as a UNO. Okay. UNO.
I don't have idea.
You don't have idea. You know, the UNO is the like a supreme agency of a globe, related to the creating the balance. Okay, in terms of political scenario, economic scenario, social scenario, cultural scenario.
Stopping the war.
Stopping the war.
Peace.
So why? And you also said that it so many people are becoming terrorists. So many people are becoming militant. So I want to know that why UNO is confused to designate the term terrorist or militant. What is the difference? Do you know the between militant and terrorist?
Well, I would like to say that we know that the everything is termed by the Europeans or Americans. And we know that wherever the Europeans or Americans go, they first let my statement complete. Right? They divide the.
So deviate from the topic.
Yeah, I'm going to be deviated. First, let my statement completed, then you must say, right? We know that they divide the country in such a way that the country will fight within themselves. We know the case of the Pakistan, India, Bangladesh. Well, we have no official war as well, but we fight. We know that. And also we can see the case of Russia. They divided the Russia into many parts. We have the case of the Palestine, Israel, the most highlighted case. So these Europeans, when they didn't get the victory in their aims, they divide the country, or they make a issue that the country will fight within themselves, or they will create a thing that we will support this area, so that if the second area is doing a thing, then we will term it as like this, because I told
unnecessary explanation.
You didn't?
Unnecessary explanation. I'm asking because there are so many agencies, even though there's a question, because though so many different nations are asking UNO to designate the term for this activity, this heinous crime which took place in Israel and Palestine, between Israel and Palestine. Would you term it militant activity or the terrorist activity? Which kind of a term would you like to coin for that? I'm asking this thing. Both. So would you like to tell me the difference between both, that what is terrorist? Because terrorists are completely not leaving the civilians. Militants are attacking on the government agencies of the particular nation.
Yeah, well, they are. I can also say that of the if we talk about the terrorists, they don't consider any person. They will kill whoever they find.
Not consider. They don't spare.
They don't spare
any person.
Yeah. Of the militant, they will just attack on the government agency, right? Now they I have
Israeli agency. What was the name of Israeli agency?
Mossad. Yeah. Well, I am not talking about the current day nowadays. I am just talking about the before the war, before the attack of the Hamas, right? You know that the Israel was just leaving the missiles on the routes which were safe for the people. Yeah. Nowadays we can see that media is one-sided, biased. It is not showing the complete reality, because the people don't have much time, and they just watch the 2-3 minute news and they get the knowledge. But I would like to I would like to request the people to just get knowledge by themselves, by the Google and other things. Yeah. Because sometimes the mindset is made by the things which we see or learn, right? Yeah, that is the thing. Well, if we talk about the militant and the terrorist, right?
Okay, I would like to also ask you one question.
Yeah.
The main assistance to the Hamas, from where it was getting? Because Palestine territorially it is linked with Iran.
Yeah.
Okay.
Iran.
Don't you think that China is a main culprit in terms of the assistance of this terrorist activity?
China.
China, yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't know about this.
China is the main culprit. You know,
Okay.
do you know about A2 U2?
No, I don't know.
Okay. I want to know one thing. If suppose that if someone is being excluded nationally or internationally, so are they not like ready to take the revenge? Why I'm being excluded if I like despite I having all the qualities, all the infrastructural activity, all the like GDP increment. All the GDP increment ratios are also being done from my nation, but still I'm being excluded. Why so? Do you think so? Bipolarity. Earlier we had the bipolarity nation, like in which US and USSR was ruling over the nation, but right now there is a multipolarity nation. The China is also becoming the hegemonistic power over the nation, but China is being excluded even by Indian government. So it was it not a reason to just assist the Hamas people to just attack on Israel or to provoke Israel, like Hamas people that the people were like captured by Israeli government in the nearby the Alaska mosque. Don't you think so? There's a provoking agency like China. I'm not asking to just interpret from your side. I'm just interpolitic, we can say.
What exactly?
Like just thinking a lot, like contemplating a lot
Yeah.
on the given statistic in the so many different agencies.
Okay, like you are saying that there is some hidden agency which is supporting.
Suppose that you are being excluded from this English Mania
Okay,
institution.
yeah.
Okay, you are being excluded.
Yeah.
So you are being excluded. So you are the multi-power right now in the global scenario. So I know that you are multi-power. You have all the kind of facilities or the flexibility in terms of any kind of a different technology. So right now, what will happen? Israel and Philistine. So Israel captured the people nearby the Alexa. So do you know Israel was captured. So do you know Israel attacked also on Hamas, but Hamas was not that much capable to just attack on Israel because Mossad is a very active agency.
Yeah,
Active agency.
I just get.
So don't you think so? For yes, you provoked me. No, these people captured your people. So why don't you attack? We will assist you. What do we say? Those things like a surang. Tunnel.
Yes.
Those tunnels are really very congested or very not sophisticated, congested. Even though in that congested tunnel, how it was possible that Hamas attacked or accumulated so many different missile techniques and just attacked barrage, we can say. Barrage the missiles there.
Barrage of missiles.
Barrage of missiles. They attacked it within 5 minutes, I think 20 minutes.
A barrage of missiles were assailed.
So don't you think so? For any minority nation, it is very difficult to collect all the ammunition.
Yeah,
things.
because I know that Iran is supporting.
Iran is supporting.
Yeah.
Apart from Iran, you don't have idea about China.
Yeah, well, I don't have any idea about China.
China. Okay.
Yeah.
So right now, what are the other agencies are doing to bring the peace there?
Well, they may be just asking the Israel as we also know that like many countries or the agencies are asking Israel to just let it be and let it end and give the land whatever you have taken, right? Also, we know they.
So do you think so? It is very possible reason to make the Israeli government understand that don't attack right now.
Well, no.
Because Israel is completely very adamant right now because
Yeah.
they are just applying so many barriers on Philistine, even though they are not allowing the medical facilities there.
Medical, water, food, electricity, nothing.
Essential like amenities are not reached there because of the Israeli government's intervention there.
Yeah.
So in essential amenities, everything is encompassing there. Okay, food, water scarcities, everything is there. So do you think so? The war, actual political hegemonistic war was there, but right now civilian war is there. The people are dying of the pain of their injuries. There are so many casualties which took place. So who's responsible for this? Like we can ठहरा सकते हैं sir?
Defeat.
Okay. To whom we can ask that who's the responsible culprit? Who's the responsible head there? Like, don't you think so that these people are also need assistance from the different nations? Even though India said this thing that we are with this minority nation. Okay, but do you think so that help of India will reach to those people after having the very strong and concrete intervention from the Israeli government?
No.
No. So what are the solutions from your side, Avis? I want to know.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, solution and conclusion. Let's talk about.
Well, if we talk about the solution, that according to me, that there should be a peace treaty.
Peace treaty.
Yeah, but if the Israeli government don't allow, don't give their consent for the treaty, then it would take a war, because we know that the nowadays there are 3 wars which are just going on, right? And they can also just and when the big powers will come in, like of full Europe will come, because they are just united, because we know that they have just united themselves of America, then it would take a world war, because if these big powers will come, because we know that India supports the people who are like weak, like
Right now, Palestine is in the danger.
Yeah.
So, is it allowed to take the coercive action against Israel again?
course of action mean?
Means very tough actions to again harm Israeli government.
Like people
तो
have
दुश्मन को कभी कमजोर नहीं समझना चाहिए ना.
yeah,
Hmm.
well, like I have not much idea related to war, but I can say that we should have the Philistine, because the people are dying, and we know that this is a as Hamas attack, so we are getting the cases, but we don't know the cases which arise in the last 70 years.
70 years. Obviously, bro, we are just having the like moral support with them, emotional
Yeah.
support with them, that we should support them. But there is a problem. There is a
That no one
kind
is
of
standing
problem.
to just fight with them.
Intervention is there.
Yeah.
Intervention.
Sure.
So I
now,
cannot
now
make
let's
them
take a
understand.
pause now because of the time constraint. Otherwise, we are enjoying this conversation, right? We would continue with it in future as well. Okay. We are going to give it a pause now, right? So let other people come and give him a huge round of applause for his confidence, boldness.